started out as a spearfishing party, but it didn't end that way. It ended with my flight for dear life and being chased by a man with a scooter and a double-barreled spear gun. He took careful aim, and he pressed the trigger. Luckily for me, the currents were strong, and he missed me by an inch. And there was a cave where I could find refuge. It was a Sunday morning. A party of sports divers had chartered one of Avalon Air Transport's planes for a day's outing. I had taken them out before. They were all very good skin divers and could have managed without me, but Avalon Air Transport had felt it necessary for me to look after them. Our takeoff was delayed. One of our passengers didn't show up. The rest of them were old friends. Queenie Miller, probably the most popular girl in Anaheim before she married DeWitt Miller. That was last month. Our pilot, Dick Talbot, skipper of Avalon Air Transport. Jack Paget, a sportscaster, and a fine athlete himself. Eddie Mahar, the top salesman of life insurance. Always acts like the man most likely to need it. And Ella Palmer, holder of 2 swimming records. Also designs bathing suits. Fills them pretty well, too.
Mike, what island are we headed for?
About 90 miles out. San Granada.
San Granada?
Is that a restricted area?
Yeah, secret Navy stuff and all that?
We'll be on the lee side. It's the other side of the island that's restricted.
Hey, what's that spear gun? What do you mean?
It seems to me that I had to speak to you about this the last trip.
Oh, it's not cocked.
They never are.
Okay, teacher.
All right, stow it aboard. Point side down. What are we going to do about our missing passenger?
He's a half hour late. Bill Richards. Checked in 2 weeks ago. No cancellation.
Well, you want to wait for him any longer?
Well?
Hey, wait a minute. It wasn't Richards. It was a complete stranger. He looked friendly. Much too friendly.
Mr. Nelson?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm George Peterson.
Mr. Peterson? Dick Talbot.
How do you do? Hi.
All right, George.
Bill Richards couldn't make it, so I'll be using his reservation.
Is that all right with you, Dick?
It's okay with me. Space is paid for.
Good.
Well, I take it you've done some diving before.
Well, enough. You don't have to worry about me.
Yeah, pretty fancy equipment you got there. Triple tank, double-barrel spear gun. You want to be careful with this. I have to check you out on it first.
Well, I've heard about you. How thorough you are. I'm all for it.
Well, I haven't lost a man yet. Come on, let's get aboard.
Oh, wait a minute. It isn't all here yet.
A sea scooter, huh?
Yeah. A friend of mine's making those. I told him I'd test it for him.
Well, that sea scooter of yours and this double-barrel spear gun, you ought to be going after whales.
A nice yellowtail will do, thank you.
See if we can do to arrange it for you. In a few minutes, we were on our way. 5 old diving buddies and a stranger. We were headed for San Granada Island. We found a good spot half a mile offshore. I knew every inch of the bottom. We were above safe skin diving grounds. My first duty was to give our newcomer a thorough checkup, especially with the scooter. He handled himself well and followed my instructions.
Go in a circle. that the fastest it can go?
Yeah. She handled pretty well, but not much speed.
You know, you could get just about the same effect by hitchhiking on a turtle.
Okay, Mr. Peterson, you can use it. At that rate of speed, you'll not have to hurt yourself. Or anyone else for that matter, but I am going to have to ask you to cruise only in reasonable circles and away from the others. With the exception of your own partner, of course.
Thank you.
But don't go very far off now. If anything happens to you, I want to be able to take care of you. You're my responsibility, you know.
That's understood.
All right. Now, let me see. We might as well get paired off here. Queenie and DeWitt. Can't break that up.
You couldn't.
George hasn't been out with us before. Ella, you better go with him, huh? Jack, you buddy up with Eddie.
Well, thanks. I don't deserve it.
Well, that does it. Just remember now, huh? Stick close to your partner. Don't let him out of your sight for a minute. And, don't take any chances. Let's have fun. Get wet, huh?
The underwater picnic was well underway. It was time for me to inspect my charges. Eddie and Jack had cornered a fair-sized sea bass in a cave. Eddie's aim was good. The fighting fish stirred up the bottom. Eddie held on. He had no intention of losing a tasty dinner. I swam on. Queenie and her husband were swimming together hand in hand. This was their underwater honeymoon. They left the fish alone and admired the underwater scenery. They had found the sunken hull of an old lifeboat. But not even the scenery could take their minds off each other for long. Ella and Mr. Peterson were getting along fine. He was taking picture after picture of Ella, who carried on like a high-fashion model underwater, all in good fun. I didn't know then that Mr. Peterson had his camera along for a different purpose. I joined them in their fun, but Peterson didn't seem to appreciate my intrusion. Then I surfaced, believing that everything was all right below.
How's your gang getting along?
Ah, they're having a ball.
Now Peterson was testing his scooter. Ella was hanging on, enjoying the ride. Suddenly, she sighted a turtle. It was just like Ella to hitch a ride. She was determined to give a race to the scooter, but the turtle had a mind of his own and carried her in a different direction. Peterson had been waiting for something like this. The truth was that he had wanted no part of the buddy system. With nobody watching, he turned on full power. The scooter had a lot more speed than George Peterson had revealed to us before. Enough speed to go after shark, or even bigger game. How much bigger and more deadly, we didn't know just then. George Peterson, a stranger in my diving group, was heading out at full speed, and he knew exactly where he was going. Meanwhile, Ella couldn't find her buddy. George Peterson was nowhere in sight. Out of sight, out of reach. Ella was looking in all directions. She couldn't understand what had happened to George. I was playing chess on the top of the plane, believing that everything was smooth down below. I knew that with the buddy system, if anything happens to one, there's the other to give a quick assist.
Oh, I gotta make my rounds.
Just because I got you in a bind?
What are you talking about? Oh, I gotta get down there. Look, you just leave everything just the way it is, huh? You haven't won this game yet. Not a long shot.
I hadn't been down long when I spotted Ella. I could see that something was wrong. She indicated that Peterson was gone. I signaled her to surface immediately to find out what had happened.
How long ago did it happen?
10 minutes anyway, maybe 20.
Did he seem to be in any trouble?
No, he was just lazing around on his sea scooter about 20 feet from me. Everything seemed to be fine.
What was he doing? Was he using his spear gun?
No, nothing. That's just it.
What about calling in the Coast Guard?
No, not yet. He's probably just giving that sea scooter of his a workout. See, he's got 3 tanks, so he's got plenty of air.
Well then, why don't we just wait around a while and give him a chance to turn up?
Still he could be in trouble. No, I'll take a chance. I'm gonna have them all resurface. That way, if we see any bubbles, we'll know they belong to him. You get Queenie and DeWitt. You'll find them in the area of that rock. I'll get Jack and Eddie.
While we were worried about him above, he was getting away from us below at an underwater speed of 12 knots per hour.
Rev up the ship and haul you around for a look.
No, you better not. He might pop up right in front of it. We'll use this raft for the search. You got a pair of binoculars?
Yeah, 2 pair.
Good. You might get up in your wing there, huh? Watch the surface. If you see any bubbles, give me a shout, huh? Well, there's one thing. That scooter of his is so slow. You won't be very far off.
Dick was scanning the horizon with his strong binoculars. There were no telltale bubbles anywhere within sight. We made a careful search pattern in the raft, spiraling outward, to the limits of what we thought was the scooter's range.
No luck. What about you?
We didn't see anything either.
Let's take the plane up, huh?
Good. Sometimes you can see down in the water much better that way.
I'm going up with Dick. The rest of you keep working from the raft, huh? Or offshore. Cover the same territory that you've been covering. Yeah, let me give you a hand here. All right, now, if you see anything, send up a flare.
Circling and circling. No luck. I could see the raft searching, too. I was hoping to see a flare shoot up to tell us they had found something, but no sign.
I never lost a diver before. I certainly don't like the feeling.
Why not widen our search pattern?
There's no swimmer could swim any further than we've been looking. That scooter of his wouldn't help any. You saw how slow it was, didn't you?
What if he got caught in a current?
Oh, not in this area.
Supposing he speared something big and started to tow him.
There's nothing to lose, I guess. Okay. Make a sweep to the end of the island, huh?
We were flying low, but there was no trace of Peterson or his bubbles anywhere below.
I don't know, but what if, do you suppose that he could somehow have gotten into there?
I was thinking the same thing. You've checked out everything else. I'm game. Do you want to check this one?
Okay, call the Navy. Ask for special permission to enter, Zone 1.
Now we were over the restricted zone, miles away from our skin diving grounds. I kept scanning the surface with binoculars. It was hard to believe that Peterson could go this far. Suddenly, I noticed something on the ocean surface.
Bubbles. Looks like bubbles.
There was no mistake. The bubbles came from an air lung. He was down below. I swam toward the spot cautiously. Then I saw him. He didn't see me. He was too busy taking pictures. At first, he looked like a harmless camera bug, until I looked beyond him and saw what he was photographing. A very secret underwater installation. A new kind of platform to launch rockets from below the surface. He changed his position to snap it from another angle. Peterson had come a long distance underwater to take pictures of a weapon that was top secret. The films in that camera of his were pure dynamite. I knew one thing. I had to take him by surprise. I grabbed his camera before he knew what hit him, and I was on my way. My only hope was to surface before he could reach his scooter. But his reflexes were fast, and he got his scooter going before I had a chance to swim very far. The camera was dragging and slowed me down more than I liked. While he had a fast scooter to propel him now, and a double-barrel spear gun. I had to zigzag to avoid being a good target. I saw a cave. If I could get inside that cave before him, it could mean my life. He saw the cave, too. He aimed and pressed the trigger. The card was strong, deflecting the spear. He missed me by a few inches. I was swimming toward the cave with all my might. He pressed the second trigger. He missed again. He was right behind me when I disappeared into the darkness of the cave. As he entered, I lunged at him from the side. He fought with surprising strength, but I knew what I was after. And choked off his air supply. He struggled desperately, but soon couldn't bear any more. Without air, the strongest man goes limp and defenseless. There was no fight left in him by the time we surfaced. He was smart enough to know that the jig was up, especially when he noticed the gun in Dick's hand.
Missing man. Also some first-class photographs of the underwater launching platform.
Espionage, huh? He give you any bad time?
Not for long. Go on, get in there. Keep your gun on him. I'm going back down.
I knew they needed the camera and its film for evidence. I went back to the cave to get the camera and the scooter. Peterson's little excursion was going to put him behind bars for many years.
Hi there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is certainly a lot of fun, and it's full of adventure. See some more of it again next week, huh? When there'll be another excursion into that fabulous underwater world of Sea Hunt.